Well, we just watched episode 14 of Gotham Season 2, This Ball of Mud and Meanness. So despite that odd title, what happened? Well, Alfred got in a food fight with a cupcake. Jerome's legacy apparently is to give inspiration to cosplayers in a punk rock club. And lastly, Bruce doesn't play by the rules, except maybe one rule? The one rule? You see where I'm going with this. Tonight, my guests are David Cottingham and Russell Johnson, co-hosts of In the Comics Dead Edition. I'm Chad Perkins, and this is After Gotham. And we're starting the show.
Yeah.
Welcome to After Gotham, the show that films sometime after Gotham. I'm your host, Chad Perkins. Please welcome to the red couch of Hugo Strangeness from the In the Comics Dead Edition podcast, video cast, every type of cast. David Cottingham, Russell Johnson. How are you, fellas?
Good.
Great.
Great.
Okay, I'm great.
Good.
Better than good.
Good ain't great.
I'm super.
Well, there you go. Got it all covered.
Yeah, I guess so. What's this episode called? It was a long name. The Ball of Mud and Meanness. No Clayface reference.
No.
What I was expecting. Mud. But no. Initial reactions on this episode, Dave Cottingham.
I enjoyed it. I think there's a lot of good acting in this episode. Some good, obviously very Bruce-centric, which we haven't gotten in the last two episodes. So very, I don't know. I just thought the writing was really good in this, and I thought it was a good story. Not a lot of action, and just some good scenes in this episode. So I liked it. I mean, I liked it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Russell?
I think having a little time to reflect on it, I thought I liked it a lot. I thought I agree with Dave. I thought really good acting in this one. Lori Petty was great. As the whatever her name was, Joker-esque character, and then the guy played Matches Malone. That was a great scene at the end there. And I think the ending really sets us up for possibly a new direction for at least for a little while.
Yeah.
I thought the ending was really strong, the way it kind of took off. But again, probably up until Alfred was in the hospital, I just want Alfred to punch Bruce in the face. I mean, he's just I mean, hopefully the ending justifies all that kind of just anger and just defiance and whininess, and just go do something, become better or something. I don't know, but yeah. But I thought it was good.
Yeah. So I think the main takeaway from this episode, the biggest thing that happened was Bruce's one rule. I mean, was this the birth of his one rule?
I think this was the birth of... This truly was the start of becoming Batman. Mm-hmm. I mean, how it ended was how he normally begins his quest of Batman, which was to understand the criminal underworld and how everything works, behind the scenes. And he said it in there too. He's like, I can't deal with this if I don't understand it. I can't fight this if I don't understand it. So this is definitely becoming, he's on his path now. He's definitely on his path now. And he even said it too. Matches even said it, where he's like, I created you.
Right.
Gotham created me.
Right.
Your parents created Gotham. So it's like this, and it's true. He did create Batman. Joe Chill in the comics created Batman, basically. So yeah.
Yeah. What a episode full of throwbacks to the '89 Batman, like you just referenced there. Mm-hmm. I created you. You created me.
Right.
Yeah.
There was more, but now they're escaping me. But yeah, I do like what Bruce said. He said you can't kill murder.
Mm-hmm.
Is basically what he said, and
right.
He goes to live on the streets. Russell, what do you think Selina is going to be in these upcoming episodes? What role is she going to take in Bruce's street development?
I would say that she's, I mean, for lack of a better term, not really a mentor, but I think she'll kind of lead him, but let him fall down too. You know, kind of learn his own path a little bit because he has to. He can't just. I think she's like, okay, if you need me, I'm going to be there. You know, I'll give you some inside tips. But I think Bruce's letter to Alfred pretty much stated, I got to learn this myself. I got to live on the streets. I got to be part of it. I got to do it myself. And I do think, going back to what Dave said about, was the birth of Batman's code. I mean, I agree with him. I think that speech he gave about not being able to kill him because he's not a monster. He's just a man. I think that's the basis of who Batman is, what his code is. So I think it really is at the beginning of that. And, I think, I don't know. I wonder if we're going to see Selena and Bruce much. It feels like, I would assume they would go on the streets and have him do it, have them to, learn things and do things on the street. But it felt almost like a goodbye for a while, because what happens, at least I'm referring back to the comics, when he goes off to train with the League of Assassins, to learn how to fight, and he just disappears. He disappears from Gotham, and no one sees him. He just comes back one time when he's in his early 20s. Bruce Wayne is back. He just leaves. So I don't know that Gotham will do that, but there's a part of me that thinks that was kind of a, goodbye for a little while.
I agree. I don't think he's going to be on the show that much.
Interesting.
At least the rest of this season. He may show back up next fall or something for a little bit. I don't know.
The other thing I was thinking of that was a throwback wasn't to the '89 Batman. It was to the Dark Knight, and that's when Jerry, which is the character you're trying to think of, who by the way is Tank Girl.
Yes.
It's Tank Girl.
She's also in what I remember her from is League of Their Own. She's Kit.
Oh yeah,
she was.
And she's also in Orange Is the New Black in this.
Oh, is she?
Last
Guys, I haven't seen Lori Petty in a while, and I was surprised. I was a little surprised because online there was a lot of like she's going to be this Joker-esque character, kind of bring back that Joker, just a feeling of the Joker, and then she had some good scenes, but they weren't long scenes. I thought she'd be like a major villain or something. She seemed like
she kind of had that Harley Quinn outfit on a little bit.
Yeah. She was definitely a catalyst for a lot of this stuff, which I thought was a great role for her, but I hadn't seen her in a while.
But that line I was trying to think of is she says, "What time is it? You might still have time." Very Joker in the Dark Knight movie.
Oh yeah, what time? Yeah.
What time is it?
Yep.
Well, it's a matter of if she's here or
Right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
in lots of places. So this I think the other big thing in this episode was more or almost the birth of the Riddler in a way, or that might be next episode actually. But Kristen Kringle got brought back up. She hasn't cashed her last few paychecks, so this is Ed Nygma kind of being green as far as a criminal. Not thinking of those things. I think he will after this, but he seems to be having some hate towards Jim. I think a lot of it's paranoia. What do you think? Do you think it's stemming from that, or?
I definitely think it's paranoia, because Jim seems to be like, I'll get to it.
Yeah.
I'm just asking. I'm just trying to, make Lee feel better. But we'll get to it. Type of thing. And in his mind, he's like, oh, you will you? And just like goes into his own little world. So yeah, I think it's a lot of paranoia on his part.
Yeah. I think I'm a little confused too, because to be honest, like the way he described it, like she left Gotham. Like, so if she left Gotham, there's paycheck still, obviously, because maybe they think that, I guess she just hasn't called. I don't know. I would think it's like, well, I guess she never called and quit necessarily. Why are they, it's
why are
like,
they still paying her?
Yeah, exactly. Is there a glitch?
Yeah.
Is there a glitch in the
Fix
payroll?
the glitch.
I mean, that's like, well, she left. If I was Edward, I would always be like, well, she said she's leaving. Maybe they just haven't stopped the paychecks or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, he's definitely just freaking out, I think, and he's obviously seeing something that's not there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's definitely a very bad criminal at this point in terms of like his story.
Well,
she moved. She went south with Doherty. That's all he says. And Jim's not even skeptical about that. I think he made a good point. He did catch on when he said, she wrote me a letter. And he's like, well, look, can I see it? He's like, I didn't think it was a keepsake. So, which that was his one good
Yeah.
out.
Thinking quick on his feet.
Yeah, I think that was his one good one.
Yeah, but he's looking to make something of this. Like I think that's part of him is like, you know, he's been waiting for someone to challenge him. Like, you know what I mean? Oh, you don't think you're playing me? I'll play you. You know, right? So I think he's looking for something to make him do this, and now he's got something.
Because he doesn't have Oswald anymore.
Yep.
So.
Not yet, anyway.
Not yet.
Well, speaking of Oswald and speaking of seeing things, Oswald was seeing things. And these visions, which we now know are a mixture of Dr. Crane's fear toxin mixed with Hugo Strange's own stuff to get this this new thing. And Oswald has this dream about his mother. I took that as him feeling guilty for her death, obviously. But now he seems to be, well, he's got a certificate.
He does.
That he's sane. So he's got the stamp of approval there. And he's released and he's rehabilitated. What are we expecting from Penguin?
I don't know.
I'm not sure exactly where that's going, to be honest. Because the whole time I felt like he was just doing what he needed to do to get out. Like, do we actually think he's really sane?
Honestly, that's a good point, because I was thinking the same thing. Like, is he just faking it to get out of there? But this is another great piece of acting when they had that before he got his the whole ice cream scene. After the ice cream scene, you know, he was like, "You're doing great. You know, you passed every test, so on and so forth." And he's like, "Well, we still have some more therapy sessions to go." And just the switch on his face from being relieved to fear, going back into therapy sessions was amazing to me. I thought it was great. So I really think he was. I don't know if he's totally rehabilitated, but I think whatever Hugo Strange was doing to him had an effect. You know, I don't think Penguin. I really do feel like he has changed, but I think with the fear toxin and whatever that's going on, and then Hugo talking about saying, "Hey, I got bigger plans. That's why I'm letting him go," you know, type of thing. I think, yeah, he's got to go back to being the Penguin at some point. But
For sure.
But right now, I think he may be in a state of change.
Yeah.
You know, at this point, because he really just like, I don't know. I'm fine here. I don't want to leave now. And that's somebody that's kind of happy being trapped where they are. They're kind of acclimated to the the therapy he was given.
Institutionalized.
Exactly. He said, like, you can leave. I'm good here. Where's he gonna go?
Yeah, I kind of get that feeling too, because it seems like in previous episodes, whenever he was putting on a farce, there would always be that shot where, you know, he would kind of turn around and he would show his real emotions on his face for a second, just to kind of let the audience know. And he never did any of that here, so I think he is kind of changed. But I think something is probably going to happen to him that will bring him back out. And then who knows? Any ideas on what Hugo Strange's plans are? What he could,
with him or
what he could possibly want with Oswald is this.
I think it's got something to do with the experiments he's having in the basement, though. I mean, I thought it was a weird. Again, when going back to the episode where they brought Mr. Freeze's daughter or wife to the hospital, and I was like, how Mrs. Peabody got really angry for some reason. Like, that seemed like out of place, and she seemed like a henchman to Doctor Strange. But at the end here, she was kind of like, you know, you let him go, and what about those experiments? And like, I don't want to know about it. So she kind of like turned back on him, like, I'm going back to not agreeing with what you're doing. I don't know if that was too much for her, which I don't really see how that's possible, because he did some pretty bad things. But I think it has something to do with whatever experiments he's doing. Those clones or whatever the heck we were talking about. Those half arms and...
Yeah. Someone commented on that, about what's in those things, those 4 cases. Did you see that? Did you happen to see that? Someone commented
I saw that.
They said, so we're digressing a little bit, but they said in the last episode that those 4 chambers, I guess, you know, that people were in. And he said one was Gallivan, one was Jerome, one was Fish, and one was somebody else, maybe the girl, Firefly girl. I could look it up, but They said it was one of each
Huh.
of those. So
I didn't know that.
versus because it looked like I guess the one I thought maybe was a clone of Gallivant was actually Jerome.
Oh.
It's ones that died. I guess it had to be people that died. So
Yeah.
Firefly Girl didn't die though, did she?
She was severely burnt.
Yeah, I don't think she died though.
I don't know if she.
I'll look it up and see.
I didn't see any of that. That's an interesting. I'd like to see that image.
Yeah, I gotta rewatch it again. But that's so. But to the point though is I don't really. I was trying to think what would he gain for getting Cobblepot back out there? Because for one, where's he gonna go? He doesn't have anybody under him anymore. Maybe this is where his father comes in somehow. I don't know. You know, we still need to see Pee Wee Herman back on
Yeah.
but I don't know. Maybe it's to bring more people down there, and to him as far as subjects and stuff. I don't know. Maybe.
I wish I had some inside information as far as like Hugo Strange's character in the comic books, but I'm really not up on him as far as a villain. I mean, I've seen him in stuff, but I don't know his history or what he normally would do. Like, I'm sure there's a storyline or just kind of who Killer Croc is in the comics. You kind of relate that to the TV shows or Mr. Freeze or whatever. But Hugo Strange, I'm kind of like out of the loop on.
Yeah, the only thing
just a mad scientist, really, is all I can gather from it. So.
And the one thing he is one of the oldest characters though in the book.
He is
because I did look him up a little bit and I found out he was the first. He's actually the first one to figure out Batman was Bruce Wayne.
Oh.
So obviously that won't matter in here, but no. The comment was the preserved bodies are Gallivant, Jerome, Fish, and I think Firefly is what they said. So.
Yeah, to go back and give that another look-see. I was trying to figure out why Jerry was telling Bruce that when she told Bruce where Matches was, that he's going to be glad to see you. The only thing I can figure out, since they're apparently friends, is that she knows that he's checked out and he's just ready to die. He said, a man gets tired of doing wrong and going unpunished.
Right.
So apparently he has a conscience.
Mm-hmm.
And was just ready for Bruce to pull the trigger.
Or someone.
Yeah, or someone, or anyone.
That's right.
Yeah. Do you think Bruce would have handled that any differently if he wasn't just so much, like, go ahead and do it. I'm ready. Like if he had tried to fight back, or do you think it could have ended any other way?
No, I don't. I don't, because all he was looking for was a confession. I don't think he got, but see, I think part of me, I don't know. I mean, at least while I was watching it, and I was just telling Russ before we recorded, I just don't feel like he believed that he killed his parents, because it was almost, because he kept sitting there like, oh, did I remember? I don't remember. Oh yeah. And then when he's starting to agree, and then he's saying, pull the trigger, kill me. It's like he's saying anything to get him to pull the trigger. So I felt like this guy didn't do it. And maybe we would find out he still did, but I don't believe he did it. I don't think that was him.
He had fancy shoes on.
I mean,
I don't think he did it. I mean, I think Harvey's talking to Gordon at the end, where he said, the reason why he didn't come up on the radar because he was doing all these killings for a long time, and then he just went off the radar.
Yeah.
He hasn't been doing anything. I think it was. I don't know. We talked about this. Was it a setup? Who set him up, or who was setting up? Maybe it was a whole setup for Matches on his side of things. I don't know. Maybe it's just like somebody said, look, I want to check out. I'm not going to kill myself. I just want to, let's find somebody who would do it. And I don't know.
Because Gallivant find somebody that he can create a name, because all he wanted was to get the company, right? So
he could have grabbed
any name and then set it up to where, hey, Matches, you want to check out? I got somebody that can kill you. I'll just give him your name. You killed Wayne's parents. Blah 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 blah. That's it. So
I don't think it could have ended another way. I didn't see him. I think from the moment Bruce walked in that room, or when he opened the door and saw Matches standing there, and he's kind of walked back into his apartment. I think just his body language was like, I'm not going to jump you. Like, there was no way he was going to fight back. He's like, you're going to kill me? No way. He just didn't seem like that kind of character. He was just like, yeah, I've done a lot of bad things, and I'll kill this, and I've done this, and he was very just matter of fact about a lot of things.
And you can't tell me that any killer that gets contracted to shoot Tom and Martha Wayne, they're not going to remember that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, they're just not going to...
Considering he said your parents built Gotham City, so if he says Bruce Wayne, he would remember he killed him.
He knows,
yeah,
no one doesn't know the Waynes, you know. And I think it was was it Falcone in Batman Begins, right? You go 10,000 miles for no one knows your name. You know, I mean, everybody knows who the Waynes are. Everybody. So to say that, you know, to say that he got hired for 10,000 to take him out and 20,000 for Martha, and it's like, you know, you're killing the Waynes, and it's like, come on, there's a lot more to it than that.
He had a great line, though. I thought he had a great line when he said, $10,000 to kill my parents, and he said, it seems kind of low.
Yeah.
He's like, low overhead.
Yeah.
I was like, that's the line right there. You know, I thought that was great. I love that guy who played Matches. I thought it was great.
I don't buy it. Yeah, I just don't buy it.
He did remember the pearls, but I can't remember if Bruce...
No, see, that's what I thought. That's when he started going like, "Oh yeah, I remember."
I think that
there's pearls everywhere.
Well, I think that's easy to that's easy to connect those dots, though. If some kid told you you grabbed her pearls and ripped them, well, what's going to happen? They're going to go everywhere.
But did he say that though?
Yes, he did.
Did Bruce say that?
Yeah, he said you grabbed her necklace.
Well, okay.
So,
yeah,
I think I'm pretty sure he did.
No, it clearly sounded to me like he was just starting to agree with him. Then that's it.
So, since last episode, Russell, you told us that when later in life, when Bruce goes undercover, he uses the alias Matches Malone. Why would he take this guy? I mean, if they're following the comic, why would he take Matches' name?
Because I think because Matches was the first criminal that he viewed as a monster, and then he realized you're just a man. So he can realize that he can have this persona of a monster, but he really is just a man, and it's the perfect, cover story. I mean, unless somebody, and they're not following the comics, obviously, because he never confronted Matches, and Matches never blew his brains out. It was just a persona, and he was a mob hitman. So,
but also in this, technically, by the time he is
right. And he could be, he
no
definitely.
one's going to really remember who Matches Malone is.
Exactly. Unless Jerry comes along. And then,
yeah. But
well, you're not Matches. He died. So.
Right. Very
Maybe
good.
he takes the name Joe Chill.
Maybe.
There you go.
Because there's no Joe Chill,
Like,
right?
what would be a cool name? Joe Chill.
Well, usually it's great in the comics though, because he's always wearing he wears a really kind of, not a loud jacket, but like a plaid jacket, and then he's got a big, huge mustache on and sunglasses, and puts a little mesh thing.
Yeah, I wish that guy looked like that.
Yeah, I did too. I was like, if they would have done that, I would have. That would have been cool. But it's a great little undercover thing he uses. So whenever it's Matches Malone in a gang, you hear that's Bruce. So that's kind of their giveaway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, before we wrap it up, we've got Harvey Bullock sitting here on the coffee table.
Can you see it? Is it in that shot?
That for some reason? We have a pop figure here from Gotham, from the TV show of Harvey Bullock. We going to give this thing away or what?
Yeah. I saw it at LexCon this past weekend. Figured pick it up and do another giveaway. So everybody wants Harvey Bullock. I thought it was perfect. I saw. I think there was I would love to get that penguin one. I saw the
Fish and
Selena, but I figured Bullock would be. He was kind of the face of the show in the beginning. It seemed like he was like.
Yeah, I love Bullock.
Yeah, I actually liked the figure. I was gonna probably keep it.
So we might not have a giveaway.
Or we're gonna give it away. No, we give it away.
All right.
We do giveaways.
Details to follow.
Yeah, we'll probably
next show.
We'll probably do something that maybe lasts a little longer. Because I don't even know how many episodes left of the show. Or maybe
we got a handful.
Weeks or so, 6 or 7 more episodes. So we'll do something next week. Suggestions are welcome.
So you have to watch next week to be able to know what's going to happen.
That is correct. That is correct. Well, great. That'll about do us here for this episode. Until next week. I don't even know what's going to happen next week, really. I mean...
it seems like they really wrapped up a lot of storylines.
Yeah, I mean
Penguin's out.
I watched it later, so I didn't see the preview, so I don't even know. Yeah.
I did, but I can't remember what they were.
It seems like a lot of storylines have been not necessarily wrapped up. They seem like they've been tidied up a little bit and move on to something else. I mean, outside of the Riddler, because he seemed like the one drawing the question mark over
Yeah, I
Gordon's
guess it's really
face.
going to be a Riddler centric.
I feel like that's where it's going because I have no idea what's going to happen with Oswald.
Yeah.
And I think there's got to be more from Hugo and what's going on there. You
Yeah.
know, now that Penguin's out, but it's more about because there is that whole Azrael, right? Azrael is coming, so there's got to be more Indian Hill.
Yeah.
What other characters are coming?
It just feels like when you had Galavan, that whole storyline was, we knew it was progressing, and we knew it was heading to some climax. I feel like we've kind of wrapped things up now.
We're back to the 2-episode, 1 episode.
Yeah, it just feels like,
one-offs.
I don't know.
Yeah, we truly. I mean, I think everybody felt like this was going to be all Mr. Freeze,
Yeah.
but no, that seems like it's done. 2 episodes,
He's locked
right?
up.
And
He'll be there when Batman becomes Batman, I guess.
I guess
Locked up in his freezer right now.
I mean, he'll probably pop out again at some point, but
Do you want to say he's in the cooler?
He's on ice.
I'll leave it to the frosting line. Go ahead. Yeah. Yeah. What other line did he have? Chill, right? Chill when he's shooting his freeze gun.
What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age.
Yeah. Adam and evil. Remember he said that, right? Yeah. The poison ivy.
I just think we wouldn't have those things if that movie wasn't so bad.
I don't know. What would we do if we didn't have Arnold Schwarzenegger?
I know.
Lines, period.
I
you
know.
know?
That's great.
Oh, man.
Yeah. All right, well.
On that note,
Thanks to my guests. You can follow Dave on Twitter at DCottingham21. You can follow Russell on Twitter at Director421. I am at Chad Perkins21. The show is at After Gotham. And until next time, everyone, stay frosty. That was a bad Arnold Schwarzenegger. How would Arnold Schwarzenegger say stay frosty? Stay frosty. Get to the chopper. Get down. Stay frosty.
Stay frosty.
Stay frosty. There we go.